Hi, I'm Keegan, and this is A Bunch of Gamers. This is our 182nd episode of Werewolf the Apocalypse 20th Anniversary Edition, Reunited in the Dark. I'm going to go around and have my players introduce themselves.
I'm Tyler, and I play Kyle, also known as Guards the Low. He's a Philodox of the Children of Gaia.
Hi, I'm Sam. I play Cora. She's an Aruna in the Geta Fenris.
Hi, I'm Adam. I play Mark Guides the Fallen, and he's a Thurge of the Children of Gaia.
Hi, I'm Sean. I play Zeb Speaks-in-Sweet-Whispers. He is a Theurge of the Silent Striders.
Hello, my name is Riley, and I am playing Dimitri Howls-In-Memory, Lupus Galliard of the Bone Gnawers.
Hi, my name is George. I am playing William Grows-Matrices. He is a rune of the Glasswalkers.
Last time, Cora and Mark had been separated from Kyle and had continued to search for him, while Kyle began searching for his packmates, running across a spirit that told him that he must look deeper. While Cora and Mark ended up coming across a vision of Kyle who had defeated them and had thrown them deeper into the abyss while they were haunted by visions of failing spirits and being crushed in boxes that continued to shrink and grow smaller and smaller. While in the physical realm, William and Dimitri joined up with Steven to create a bomb with the intent to blowing up a police station. However, Shadow Dagger reached out to Zebulon, who told them to redirect their energies into something more productive, and pointed them to Washington, D.C. to speak with Mother Tamara. And now, we continue in the abyss. Kyle, as you continue to climb down the abyss, there is a sort of quake as the stone around you starts to crack and crumble. I need you to do a strength athletics roll to jump out of the way as boulders are coming crashing down around you. Or, I'm sorry, Dex athletics.
What form would I be in based on the terrain?
The form you were in last time, so I think you were in Lupus, yes?
I'll certainly be in Lupus then.
So you're in Lupus form, so let's do Dex Athletics, Diff 8, please. You jump out of the way as you land hard, though, and you shoulder check yourself a bit as you take 2 points of lethal damage. But you notice that the strange gold coins are gone on the path you are on, and you see little flicks of silver in the pathway.
Flicks of silver like Luna's moonlight, or
like silver itself.
Okay.
But silver is Luna's metal. As you land hard and you see a cave and you hear the rumble of a voice inside. Deep and heavy breathing. And you hear a familiar voice.
Kyle? Is that you?
As it is the voice of Bear.
It is. What are you doing here, Bear?
All things forgotten come to the abyss. How long has it been since you, Cora, and Mark have come to visit me?
Not that long.
How long has it been since you've forgotten what it means to be one of my children? That you have compassion, but it seems only for the physical. How you leave the Umbra to others, even though it is a part of yourself. I am a part of you, and in the Umbra. And yet, your mind always seems to go to the physical world, and not the balance between the two, as your auspice would suggest.
All I can say is that I will endeavor to do better.
And so you say all the time, Kyle, but what would be your first step? It's always easy to say that one will do better. It's much harder to actually start to think through and make a plan for it. Otherwise, you were just spouting hollow words.
You're right, of course, but even still, setting myself upon the path, even if I don't have a direction, is the first step. And Kyle, will look around. This is not the place for me to decide how to proceed with personal betterment.
The abyss will show you yourself, because as you go deeper and the light fades, the only thing you will be left with is yourself. Can you look inward and love the person that you see, or the person that you've grown into? Or are you afraid to see who you've become, because you've reacted more so than been proactive like you used to, whether through the faults of others or through your own anxieties of the coming end.
My heart and my self-assuredness tell me that I am on the right path. Even if I do falter, Erebus helped purge me of many of those doubts. Some remain, yes, and although I am not as proactive as I sometimes wish I could be, I have also learned to accept that not everything that happens can be my responsibility. I must allow others to take on responsibility as well, or I will falter and I will fail.
Bear nods and seems to disappear into the cave.
And Kyle will start trudging onward.
As he trudges onward and the pathways start to open up a bit, they split into multiple levels, some going up, some paths going up, some going deeper into the abyss, the one going deeper requiring handholds to try and actually physically climb downward.
Are there differences on this path otherwise? Like, are they still flecked with silver?
Yeah, they're both flecked with silver, but one seems to climb upwards, as if it's one of the paths that might lead up and out of the maw. And the handholds do not seem like they'd be strong enough to hold the weight of a full Krynos if you plan on going down.
Deeper it is. I'll switch to Hamid and climb deeper.
Alright, so could I get a strength athletics roll? Diff 6, please. Alright, you climb down successfully as you move down. You're getting a little sweaty though. It's hard to breathe. The air here feels stale as you look down and you see the spider web of various trails flecked with either gold, silver, or iron all around. Not sure how to jump from path to path. You continue on. Cora, Mark, in the depths of the abyss you are blind and deaf. It is... the moonlight can't even pierce this darkness, at least not yet in its current phase. As Cora, you hear your own voice whisper in your ear,
"He abandoned you." And Cora will just, shake her head who? Who abandoned me? Kyle abandoned you. He'll become an elder. He'll let you rot here. You'll no longer weigh him down. At this point, Cora's a little confused, because, she remembers what happened, that, they were accidentally separated, and she knows what's going on with her, so it's probably going on with him too. And on top of that, she has implicit trust in Kyle, right? And so it's kind of confusing for her. Why would I be thinking these things? It doesn't make any sense. Because you're weaker than you think. Your trust is a crutch. The fall broke that crutch.
Mark, meanwhile, you hear your own voice.
Failed again, the supposed dirge.
Mark he'll perk up again and look around.
I'm sure you say that to all the Thurges that come here. Who are you?
How's it feel to constantly play second fiddle to Zeb? How's it feel to know Kyle and Cora wish they were part of his pack?
Mark will feel kind of a jilt to this, but then think,
I don't play second fiddle to him. He's not even in my pack. There's only one Thurge in my pack, and that's me. I hold no comparison to myself, to Zeb. Yes, he's someone to look up to, but he's not someone to compare to and beat myself down with. Besides, I think Kyle and Cora like me.
How many times has he answered spiritual questions while you sat there slack-jawed, calling the same spirits? Because you're afraid. Your courage is drawn from assuming you have all the answers. Because the unknown terrifies you.
Of course it does. I'm sure the unknown curses the entirety of creation. I'm not special in thinking that that's happening to me.
Just special in your ego. Using spirits like tools, thinking you're some Garu mystic. When you're a child, playing with fire, who cries when he burns himself.
Mark will kind of grin a little bit.
Ah yes, but I'm no mere child. I inhale the fire. and I carry it with me. Yes, I burned myself, but what child could say that?
One who still hasn't found Kyle, and one who might lose Cora when she's right next to him.
And kind of instinctually, Mark will look to his sides.
He sees nothing. Complete sensory deprivation. He doesn't even know if Cora is actually next to him.
Well, voice in my head. I can't see her next to me. This seems to be a realm of forgotten voices as well. Do I feel second fiddle to Zeb? Sometimes. But I've always taken the field, trying to better myself. I don't hate Zeb. I don't hate Kyle. I don't hate Cora. I don't hate anyone in my backs. But the one I expect betterment and change is me, or myself.
Oh, of course you don't. You hate yourself, because here, in the dark, you're left with only yourself, and only you can hear the harsh truths here, because you have no real successes. Only failures that turned out to be best because of luck.
Cora, do you have an answer for the voice in your head?
Yes. She'll smile a little bit and just do like a quick exhale of breath, kind of like a laugh, because she's still in lupus form. Just trust isn't a crutch. Trust in your pack is mutual. I know that Kyle can handle many things that I can't, and I have no doubt that Kyle trusts me for things that he can't handle. We as our pack and with our sister pack know we can count on each other for our separate parts. As for him being an elder, yeah, I'm so proud of him and his accomplishments. When one of us gets stronger, the rest of us are raised as well. It helps everybody. Why would him being an elder bring me down?
Because he chose to widen his skills so that he could help. You've narrowed yourself until you're a specialized tool, and you'll always find yourself on the shelf, collecting dust.
I think you got the wrong girl. I am a specialized tool. That's fine. But I will be needed. I'm consistently needed. Doesn't seem like collecting dust to me. Besides, the world's going to hell in a handbasket. Gotta fight somehow.
And how did all that fight help Eleanor?
Meanwhile, in the physical world, due to Shadow Dagger being quite upset at the fact that a bomb was being made near the Bond of the Green, you are all on the bus, smuggling a bomb into Washington, D.C. Luckily, Steven has placed it in a Bone Gnawer version of the Magpie swag and had an extra spirit bound to it so that it looks that it's not detectable as he's going, or it was able to get through security specifically. I wonder what the mother in DC wants us to do.
I've been wondering that myself.
Well, Zeb wouldn't have sent us if it wasn't something that we couldn't handle.
That's true. Zeb's pretty good about that stuff.
What he lacks in brawn, he makes up in brain.
True enough. But I've seen him take a few punches. I mean, I think his face looks that way.
He's got the constitution, that's for sure.
I mean, is it not tough to constantly get punched in the face by Mike Tyson and come back from war even though you're Johnny Pencilneck?
Means he's tough. Doesn't necessarily mean he's strong, though.
I think there's a certain level of strength to getting punched in the face that many times. Strength of character, at least.
Well, whether it's strength of character, strength of body, or just the refusal to die, Zeb is the alpha for a reason.
Anyway, since we're heading to DC, I figured we could do some. We could hit up a couple of the cool spots before we go to the Sept.
Depends, because the reason why we're going there is so that way we didn't go through with your initial plan.
I'm not gonna bomb the Washington Monument.
Spray painting, egging, or just sightseeing.
Sightseeing, maybe. Have a few beers, piss on a few national treasures.
There it is.
Find the local homeless gentry. And, flash mob some fucking cop or some, dickhole who won't leave the homeless folk alone.
So, just a normal day being you.
Yeah. See, you get it. You would love to be me.
We can help the homeless, but I think we need to keep a low profile for the time being. We don't need to go making waves just yet. Let's talk to the mother first.
Alright. As he looks over to another seat, as he does this to some, person who's, staring at you all, because the curse is, quite potent, and goes, "What the fuck you looking at?" And they, jitter and walk off, and goes, "Do you think they'll make it to the bathroom in time?"
Whether or not, I don't really care. It can't smell any worse than it already is.
True enough. As he's finally getting to Washington after about a day of train hopping, when you get to the Septon, there's Mother Tamara, as she greets you all.
Greetings, Mother Tamara.
Greetings, and welcome to my sept.
It's good to be here. We were directed to come this way through Zebulon. Speaks-in-Sweet-Whispers.
Oh, the sweet young Silent Strider.
Yeah, his name is well known at this point.
Oh, he was here a bit, just some time ago. He helped with a federal agent. Very sweet lad, very efficient.
Zebulon explained that there was some young cubs that were young guru that are planning something and they might need our help.
Well, I don't know about young, but there is a Bone Gnawer Elder who has come through town and has been canvassing across these United States with other Bone Gnawers for a plan. One of our greats, his name is Roger Laughs with the Low, and he's been working with the Monkey Wrenchers recently. And it seems like they have some plans for some, sabotage on a grand scale.
It just so happens we brought something that might help with that sabotage.
Oh, wonderful. Roger's a kind lad, though he's grown a bit jaded, I think, as he's gotten older.
The world we live in now also kind of puts us in that direction.
So it does. Either way, Roger has been talking about getting Garu collected here in DC recently. He was planning on having a few show up, and he was actually going to have his meeting. He was going to have his meeting actually to the south of the airport near Dangerfield Island in the evening.
Good to know. We'll make our way that way. Is there anything in the meantime that we could help with, or?
Well, we're just getting prepared. I would head over there in a couple days. Take some time, help with the local homeless, volunteer that way. That'd be my suggestion.
Yeah, that's what we were gonna do right after we got done introducing ourselves to you. Steven here likes to head up the local homeless near our sept, so good company.
Very well. Then head over there in a couple days. A few of our Cleoth and Foster, and at least one Adrian will be going that way as well when the meeting is called. And so, a couple days pass and we go back to the Abyss. Kyle, you've healed your 2 lethal now, but you do need to spend another point of Gnosis to feed yourself due to the amount of time you've been here and haven't eaten real food.
Done.
Alright, as you continue to climb down, I am going to need a perception athletics check because it is a intricate number of handholds, so you'll be able to get there, but it's really hard to see at this point. The moon phase is now a half moon, but you are deep in the abyss, so the difficulty is 9.
Can I spend a willpower for success?
You can. Alright, you slowly make your way down. It's damn near impossible to see at this point as you try and slowly get down, though the moon will be becoming a gibbous moon soon, hopefully, and that will give you at least a little more light in the future. You see a raggedy, mangy wolf spirit as it looks at you from the dark. Little bits of eye shine showing from the faint moonlight that makes its way down here.
If you would like to join me, you're welcome to. I'm going deeper now, but eventually I'll be leaving.
And that is uncommonly kind for you, Kyle Guards the Low.
Is it?
You care so much about people and the banes that they would create. But have you seen the banes created from the fear of the animals? When the river is poisoned, and the grief of the wolf or the bear or the bird as they watch their chick, their pup, their cub wither and die from the inside and not know why? The fear and the pain that causes and the spirits it creates in the Umbra? Have you ever heard their howls of pain?
So out of character, I feel like we've dealt with something similar to this twice. We experienced this at Dimitri's Fallen Sept, and also that farm that we raised.
Yes.
Though obviously those are fairly in the past. But Kyle will reference those experiences and say, I do know that pain, though of course I do not understand it quite the same as someone who has lived it.
It is because you have focused on your human half and not your lupus half. Kyle Guards the Low, what rhetorical vices do humans use when they wish to murder other humans?
Most commonly, they dehumanize them.
They refer to them as animals because they wish to treat them like animals. My question to you is, why is it just for humans to treat animals the way they do? The level of death and destruction that is wrought in ways that would make humans shiver. Industrialized killing fields. As animals struggle, cramped shoulder to shoulder, their minds pierced and sometimes not cleanly. Fields razed and burned. Homes destroyed. Poison dropped, going up the food chain, ripping and ravaging predators. Tying up my kin, breaking their legs, and showing them off with their muzzles duct tape in a bar.
The way Hamids treat Gaia, all of Gaia, is horrific. But there are 1,000 crusades, and I can only champion a few. When the wrong is sitting directly in front of me, I can take action on all, yes. But I cannot seek out every wrong that the Hamids commit, or that the worm commits, for that matter. I wish I could.
The question is, knowing all these wrongs, why have you continued to sit in your human mindset? It's not about fighting every wrong. It is about understanding that you are not human, not truly. And deep down, part of you is me. Part of you could experience the pain I have spoken. Part of you could hear as the birds shattered their songs against the noise of cars and had to scream louder just to be heard, the nuances of their beauty broken, simplified, simply to compete with the tidal waves of sound that humans create. You sit and you watch as cities fester, and it is a great evil that you must combat. But you don't truly understand how connected it is to the fight of nature, and how it festers there and bleeds into the woods, that the fights are the same, and that you lack the ability to coordinate because you have failed to recognize this part of you. You failed to recognize part of your spirit. You failed to recognize a part of your nature as a wolf.
I could stop my crusades, my quests, the things that have driven me this far. I could sit back, and I could learn and understand these things. It's true. But life would be sacrificed for that knowledge. People would die while I took my time to learn these things. Instead, I have chosen a different path. The path I have chosen is one of reliance on others. When I speak to my lupus-born brethren, I trust them to tell me what they need, and it is why I went to bat for them in front of the nation. It is why I have killed many Hamids, because they have told me it must be done, and I trust that they know their nature better than I ever could understand as an interloper this late in my life. I would have to spend years that I don't believe we have.
And so it may be, but still, it is something to think on, that understanding, even if it is cursory. Learning while you fight may strengthen your resolve and make you far more effective than you think. One step back to make 3 steps forward.
Perhaps you're right, and I suppose I will have little say in the matter if I escape here and end up in Wolfholm.
Wolfholm will teach you many lessons.
But still, the offer stands if you would join me to leave this place, knowing the risk of going deeper first, of course.
I must remain lost here, because the nation has forgotten half of who it is. And until that, I am bound here.
If you remember your name, I could share that much at least. And if not, then I suppose I will just share the lessons I learn in Wolfholm.
My name is Speaks Through Time.
Then I will share your name, and the reason you are trapped here, with the nation.
The spirit nods and backs away, disappearing. And so you continue further on. After 3 days, William, Dimitri, you go to the meeting spot. It's at night. The street lights have been dimmed. The city is cutting corners in an attempt to save money. So certain areas, they have been cutting the lights to simply save on power, especially as things get progressively more hectic in the country. Roger steps out. He is a grizzled old bone gnawer covered in grime as he rubs his hands on his sticky, disgusting pants and slaps the hand of everyone who has decided to join him. He finally gets to Dimitri. Slap as his hand catches yours, and there's this kind of like Velcro stick as he lets go of you.
It's been a while.
It has been. William, as he rubs his hand, comes in for a big handshake, grabs you as it's the sensation of picking up candy mixed with like a sucked on hard candy mixed with motor oil. Steven gives him a hug. There's a audible as they come apart. Anyway, shall we get to business?
Let's.
In times of great strife, we must endeavor to even the playing field. It has been a constant that our Garu brothers, who label us Uran, have failed to see this, failed to take in modern tactics, and have failed to understand leveraging sabotage, leveraging our abilities to fight back. And so it is this time that I've spoken with the Monkey Wrenchers, and I believe we have a plan. We plan on going across the nation to hit several Endron oil refineries. We plan on striking 3 weapons manufacturers, and we plan on bombing these 3 government bureaus with several mounds of paperwork with explosives. We plan on attacking during off hours so that innocents are not killed. We're going to avoid as many human casualties as possible. That said, if you come across anything that is a Fomori, you know what to do. You are Garu, and their bodies tend to dissolve over time anyway, meaning no harm, no foul on public perception. Next, we are starting to try and network with several other groups. Some of them kin, some of them homage who are not in the know. And they will be sending demands to Congress regarding climate action and the current militarization of the United States against its citizens. We need to set up teams, and we need to hit hard, we need to hit fast, and we need to be coordinated. We need to send a message so powerful to the United States and to the citizens that there is an alternative to just sitting back and watching the world burn, and that the destruction of infrastructure, while terrifying, is not the same level of violence that the state has imposed with its second Christmas massacre.
Sounds like you've got everything planned out already. So what is it that you need from us?
We'll need bombs. We'll need those who actually do the work. All the plans in the world doesn't mean shit if you don't have the bodies to do it, and the people willing to step up and possibly sacrifice. Because here's the thing. Even with all our gifts, some of us might end up on camera and some of us might end up fugitives, which means we're gonna have to be more umbral warriors for a bit to keep the Veil safe.
Well, good news is we already have a bomb to contribute. Me, William, and Steven brought one along with us.
Excellent. That sounds like a great plan. Oh, then we have one for you already then. This will be one that will be a bit more dangerous, and we can send you all with a few more explosives, but we need you in Atlanta. There is a large cop city there. They have completely decimated a park. They've built a fake city to perform exercises for the police to crack down on US citizens. What we want is for the training to be a little more, well, we don't want it to be deadly. Once again, Americans love their cops. We do want the city that they made to burn and crumble and make them understand how fucking real this is. You game?
We're game.
Steven cracking his knuckles. Fuck yes.
Biggest cop hater going to a cop city.
And then when the cops start cracking down, like they will, they'll be more violent, or they might back off, hopefully, if we're being truthful. Let us hope that they back down, but unlikely. When they start cracking down more, they become more tyrannical, then public perception might shift a bit, and then we can take even more direct action against those who would be doing said oppressing. And then we won't have the public completely against us, only just a small fraction. And they would have been against the initial bombings anyway.
Would getting this on recording be worthwhile?
I don't think so. I think the less that gets out there, at least for now, the better.
Understood.
Meanwhile, back in the Abyss, Kyle, it's been several days, maybe a few weeks, as the moon has gone from half to gibbous to full and is now back to gibbous. As you've been wandering through the Abyss, you see two figures marching along in the Abyss. Cora, Mark, you have finally healed all your aggravated damage, and you are now able to see, finally, for the first time in weeks.
Beautiful.
As you see Kyle approaching you, just like before.
Mark will stay in war form, but greet Kyle.
It is so good to see you two again.
Cora will let out the breath that she's been holding because she's like, not this fucking shit again. And smile. Oh my god.
Mark will...
You don't have anything to say about us? Comments? Criticisms?
The comment is that it's good to see you again.
And Mark will relax and go,
Oh, thank God it's you, Kyle. I think about a week ago you threw me off a cliff.
What did you do?
I said hi.
We were real dumb and stupid, and you were done with us, so we took a dive.
This is a very mean place, but it's so good to see you again, Guards Low. Any luck in finding scent of the untouched hills?
No, I was looking for you, not the lost Lupus. I found a friendly spirit who told me that I should reconnect with you two first.
Well, I'm glad you took that advice. Also, question. Why didn't you and Cora tell me you'd been to the Abyss before?
It's probably come up.
I didn't think it had come up.
I don't think it has.
We should have said something on our way here, but...
It was just strange. We ran into Nightmaster. Cora talked to him as if she knew him, so that's why I'm confused.
We go way back.
The conversation sounds like it, but since we're found. Shall we go deeper?
Yeah, we're looking for the path of iron, most likely.
It is delicious. Food, finally.
You hear from the maw of the abyss, and a large, Krynos-sized hand, not a Krynos hand, a hand the size of a full Krynos, latching on to the edge of where you are. You see another one spring out, and another. You see at least 7 hands of this shadowy, wisping bane that starts to lick its lips.
Morsels down here. It's been so long.
Are there eyes that came up with all of these hands?
Just the hands so far.
Then we gotta quietly skedaddle.
Yeah, for sure.
Yep.
As quietly as we can.
All right, perfect. Whoever has the lowest dex stealth, please.
I'm sitting at 9.
Sitting at 7.
Yeah, it's definitely me. I'm gonna spend a rage, just change into lupus, because that's going to unless this is a handhold climbing situation, of course.
It is not yet.
Okay, then yeah, I'm gonna spend a rage to transform into lupus so that, my pool's 6.
So roll that diff 8, please. Excellent. As you start moving and you get higher and higher up, thankfully, slowly as the thing's pulling itself up, and you get a brief glimpse of it. Its body is wispy in a mix of shadow and tar. Its main body looks like the blend of a crocodile and horse's head, with the mouth that opens and the tarry aftermath pulling back to revealing teeth hanging off of hundreds of hands slowly climbing up the abyss. This massive creature is then topped with 50 heads, all blind, human in shape, in various states of laughing, crying, gnashing rage as they bite into each other, as chunks are swallowed and regenerated over and over again, as they all voice in unison,
What a smell. Hello? I heard you. Where are you?
As you stealthily go up. And I will now need, as handholds do become an issue, as you get to a rock wall that you'll need to climb up using handholds as the thing's moving up and simply sniffing all around.
Mark's gonna spend a rage to turn into Glabro.
Alright.
Probably Hamid.
Alright, so you'll insta-shift to Hamid with no rage spend, and it's going to be Strength Athletics. Difficulty 8 due to you trying to do it quietly. As you start climbing up and you're able to get out of range of whatever this thing is, as you're still on a path flicked with silver. But you are finally all back together. Meanwhile, Zeb, in the middle of the night, you are having a dream as you are back at Sacred Stone. As much as you hate to admit it to yourself, it does feel like home now, more so than anything else. As Owl appears to you, his eyes aglow.
Great one, you've shown me much already. What must I look to now?
You must look to one last thing, but first, it must be to all of you. As Owl seems to start clawing at your own dreams as the dreamscape actually physically tears, his talons go in, and Dimitri, you feel yourself picked up from your own dream and dropped next to Zeb. William, the same occurs to you. The day of the 5 pillars will come. Smoke shall rise, and you must find the hidden gem beneath the mountain if you are to be successful in the apocalypse. This is my last quest to you.
Does this bring the end?
It is my final task to you, Owl repeats.
It hurts my heart to receive it. We shall accomplish it or we shall die.
Yes.
Thank you for all the time you've given us, Great One.
Meanwhile, in the abyss, Kyle, Cora, Mark, you're all dreaming when Bear appears before you. You're all together.
It is difficult to speak to you here, but it must be done.
Of course.
What is it you ask of us, Bear?
Hold the hand of the 14th child before his task must be done. Seed his flesh with 3 tears when the task is complete. This is my last quest to you. Keep it in mind as the end comes.
As Mark, you understand that one of the signs of the apocalypse is every PAX patron will appear to them and tell them the last quest that they must achieve to ensure that the Garu may have a chance in the apocalypse, and only if every single pack on Earth accomplishes this their quest.
Mark will relay this information to Dream Versions Cora and Kyle.
The quest has been given.
And Bear disappears. As you all wake up in the grim night of the abyss, the gibbous moon hanging overhead. Oh, it is much lighter than it was down where you were, as the abyss is not eating up as much light. And you do see that there is a path that you could potentially jump to. That will require a strength athletics roll, difficulty 4, but you need in Glabro or Hamid form a total of 6 successes, Krynos 5 successes, Lupus and Hispo 4 successes.
We'll do Lupus.
Alright, spend a rage.
Mm-hmm.
I will take the time. I don't want to spend the rage to just transform into
Roll
Lupus.
stamina primal urge.
Okay.
I'll do the same. But I will be going to Hispo.
Okay. So div 6 for Mark, div 7 for Kyle. So Mark,
Turning
you leap
into
and you
Lupus.
make it. Oh, turning into Lupus, you're there. Alright,
Yeah.
yep.
So then strength athletics for the jump.
Cora, you did it. Mark, you did it. Kyle, you don't succeed in shifting, so your 2 packmates just jump as you just...
I suppose I should have clarified. Is this very time sensitive, like I have this brief moment to jump?
It's not... You get one more try before you have a sneaking suspicion something will happen.
Okay. Then I will spend a rage to transform.
Okay. Alright, you succeed and you jump over. As you leap and you see kind of one of those... You see like that part kind of partially collapse back down into the abyss as you are on a path of iron to go deeper and deeper into the abyss. But that is a story for another time, and we will see how this all shakes out next time. Thank you to everyone who listened. We'll catch you in that next episode. Bye.
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 See you then.
Bye.